Welcome to a new edition of Harness Central. I'm Harold Howe, and I'm here with Dustin Jones. And Dustin, as I was driving over here, I was listening to something on the radio talking about this being the 30th anniversary of the movie Back to the Future. And everybody's having a big to-do about it. And I thought, you know, Dustin's been training horses for about 30 years, and as long with a lot of other guys. And unless I'm mistaken, none of you guys are getting any closer to working out a formula to pick the right yearling. You bought very expensive, you've homebred, don't rush, results are all over the place for everybody, and as you're getting ready to go to London for the Forest City and Harrisburg for its sale, I guess, how do you develop a strategy to try and find the next horses that are going to carry the stable?
Well, I think what you have to do is what you've been doing all these other years is keep the same plan. And it's actually with the babies, Norman Jones told me that years ago when I was in Montreal. He said it's a numbers game, and if you got your formula, you just keep sticking to it every year, eventually you're going to get that good one.
Now, last winter you went into the year with how many babies?
24.
And this year it's looking like?
Probably be around 20, between 15 and 20. I've got 11 now, so I'm hoping to pick up another 8 or 9 in Harrisburg and London.
And it's amazing at this point in time to me that Don't Rush, a homebred, that if he'd gone to public auction, wouldn't have brought a lot of money, and yet he's the flag bearer for the team. And maybe he can do a little good Saturday night in the Breeders' Crown too.
Well, that horse has just been a godsend, because when I needed a real good horse, there he was. And when I looked,
that's kind of been your way.
Yeah.
When you need one comes along.
Yeah, it's been like that all my career. And there's another example of it, and there he was. When I broke him, just thought he'd be a grassrooter, and you can't look inside and see what they got inside. He's got a lot of fortitude, and he just wants to do good.
He made approximately $250 last year. He's $250 now, and going into the Breeders' Crown after winning the Super Final. I mean, he's got his hands full Saturday night.
Oh, definitely. He's racing with the same horses he raced in with the Classic, and he finished 7th in the Classic. And if he had been able to be one horse more ahead leaving the gate, he might have got a 5th, but he got a 7th, and by winning the Super Final, I wanted to give him another shot at them.
And he's weathered the storm pretty well physically, you said.
He's like amazing. Like about 3.5 or 4 weeks ago, he just didn't seem to be finishing his miles as good as I thought he should be. He seemed to be hanging, and he was always eating good, but we decided to put him on GastroGuard, and it just seemed he just got sharper and sharper every week. So I guess his stomach was bothering him a little bit, even though he was eating good, and I think that's why he's got good his last couple starts.
As we sit, the barn overall's won about $1 million, even in spite of losing Spirit to Win tragically in August, and it could have been a monster year had she gone forward and not died. That's not the easiest thing to live with, these ups and downs, you know, month by month, week by week, day by day, and I mean, it's a kind of a torturous trade you're in.
Well, I told a few people, they said, "Oh, how did you get through it?" And I mean, the horses have got to be fed every morning, and you got to go to work, and you know, you get there, and you just, you know, it's a passion too, because you're always looking for that good horse. So you're going to the barn every day. And then we had Don't Rush, who was, you know, we were hoping that he was going to do good at the end of the year, and you know, so you always have these horses to look forward to every day, even though you have bad things happen to you during the week.
Nata Virgin hasn't had a big year. What's her status?
Well, we had a lot of problems with her at the start of the year. She never tied up as a 2- and 3-year-old, and this year she, some reason I don't know, in the spring the weather was real bad, you know, like cold and rainy, and she started tying up and couldn't finish her miles, and then she bled a little bit, and so the first time we put her on Lasix, she made a break. In the second start on Lasix, she wins in 49-2. She bottomed out a field of cheap fillies, I guess. And then next week, she didn't race good, and then the week after that, she got the thumps from the Lasix, and she ended up getting that a couple times. And so
other than that, it's been a perfect year with her.
Well, then we had to wait 100 days to take her off Lasix. So I got her off Lasix and qualified her, and she's had 2 wins and a third since then. So I'm going to race her all winter, and if she's racing good, we'll keep racing her. If not, we'll maybe breed her in the spring.
Right. And just before we get coming back to Don't Rush, regardless of what happens in the Breeders' Crown, he's still got some racing to do.
Yeah, he's got the Charles Erskine in Hoosier Park next Friday night. So I'm hoping some of these good ones, attackers, don't go out there. They give them the week off because it's 6 days back next Friday night. And then the following Saturday, he's got the American National. And then the following Friday after that, the Galt. So he's still got quite a bit of racing.
And what about next year? Are you going to keep him, or will he be moved down the road? Or
well, I had a couple guys inquire about him. Wanting to know if he was for sale and that, but I didn't really know what number to put on him. And anyway, he doesn't owe me anything, and he's a pleasant horse to have around the barn. So we'll probably end up racing him next year. Maybe try him in that maturity, Hamiltonian maturity, and you always need a good racehorse in the barn.
Going right through the winter isn't an option, though.
To race right through the winter, no. I'll probably give him like maybe 45 days off or 60 days off and get him ready for the spring.
And by the time Harrisburg is over, how do you see your stable structured in terms of U.S. sired horses versus Ontario, a little bit of everything?
Well, basically more U.S. fillies because All-American, and they've been buying a few fillies every year for their broodmare band. So they've got 2 pacing fillies that didn't race last year that are bringing back, and they bought 2 trotting fillies in Lexington, and they're looking for a few more fillies. So I'll have more trotting fillies and pacing fillies, U.S. bred, but then Ontario breds, the balance.
Right. And again, just your philosophy this time, you're going to kind of carry on doing what you've done, but is it more difficult, less difficult, no difference in trying to find value for your money? Right off the hop, you're spending 30-some% more because of the currency exchange in the U.S.
Yeah, you got to do a lot of looking, and definitely the first day's almost out. You got to forget about that for me with my budget, and then you got to do a lot of, like John Burns told me years ago. You got to shake the bushes. You got to get in there and do a lot of looking, and go back through your book sometimes and see if there's find some value.
Okay, well, Dustin, good luck in the weeks ahead, and particularly Saturday night, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks a lot, Harold.
Harold Howe with Dustin Jones, giving you the Harness Racing Edge.